Okay, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. So let's move into a journey of the breath. And I really would like you to connect with your breath being one thing that is exclusively yours, and have some idea of being kind of um, protective and possessive even of this breath as we move into this experience. I think it'll help you connect to a sense of real love and truth about who you are, and help you to dive more deeply into that experience of oneness and uniqueness at the same time. So I'm going to invite you now to sit back or lie down. You can also lie down if you'd like, and let your eyes close. If you're not comfortable closing your eyes, then let me just have you kind of draw the eyes down so that the gaze is not looking around, and let the gaze just go soft. I'm going to close my eyes though. And now just take a moment to acknowledge any sounds that are around you. There's something magical about acknowledging what's in our presence so that we don't have to be distracted by it. So especially if there's noise outside, or dogs barking, or the refrigerator running, see if you can just acknowledge and let all of the sound come in as biological feedback. So no stories, no identifying, no thinking about what you hear. Just let yourself listen, acknowledging. And then bring your attention to whatever surface you're resting on. And let your whole body really relax and rest into that surface. And imagine that this is kind of a surrender. And as you're doing this, very intentionally shift from what's outside of you and shift into what's happening inside of you. So take a moment just to kind of scan your body now. And again, acknowledging. So if there's anything that's uncomfortable that perhaps you could do something about just by shifting your weight. Maybe you could drop your shoulders away from your ears if you've got tension there. See if you can just take a few moments to manage any tension or discomfort you're aware of, and let go a little bit more, surrendering into your seat or into your resting place. Looking inside non-judgmentally from a place of watchfulness and curiosity. And now scan your body again and notice what's there besides discomfort. You know, discomfort and pain can be very engaging, and the mind can fixate on it. What we want to do here is to allow ourselves to be non-dualistic, so we can allow things to exist simultaneously, both discomfort and aliveness at the same time. So maybe go through your body now and notice any sense of aliveness, coexisting. This is a sense of sensation. Sensing sensation can be energy, warmth, a buzz, a ping, all sorts of sensation available for you to notice. And allow the noticing to encompass not just the inside of the body, but also the outside of the body. So feeling yourself front to back, side to side, top to bottom. inside and outside, and feeling the holistic experience of your physical being resting on this surface and into this surface. And then tune into your breath and just notice the breath for the moment. See if you can avoid changing it, but just notice it for the moment. Notice where the breath is registering. Where are you experiencing the breath in your body? Where do you feel it? Let yourself pay attention to your breath. Because the breath is automatic, it's easy to not pay attention to the breath. It's also challenging to pay attention to the breath because of that. The mind wants to wander. So don't worry, if you notice that your mind is wandering, let your breath be the anchor that draws you back to this moment of experiencing the breath in your body. Experiencing the breath in your body. And you might have noticed that even just by paying attention to the breath, that the breath has changed. Maybe it's gotten a little deeper, a little calmer. Just watching your breath. Be curious. Feel the breath flowing in and flowing out. And I'll invite you for this moment, for the time being, and for the purpose of this meditation, to breathe in and out through your nose. Now see if you can expand your awareness a bit and feel your breath and your body. Now, of course, your breath can't happen without your body. So there's an interplay always going on, an exchange between the body and the breath. Every cell in your body participates in respiration. Each cell takes in oxygen and expels carbon dioxide. So that's the science. More than that, your breath is your connection to this mortal life. It's also your connection beyond this life, while in this life, also beyond this life. So seeing if you can just tune into an exchange with the body and the breath. And now, in a particularly yogic way, we're going to begin directing the breath. So the idea of directing the breath is to increase aliveness, so your connection to life force. The word we use in yogic philosophy is prana, and it means life force. And that life force is brought into the body through the breath. So breathing in and out through your nose will actually trigger the relaxation response in the brain. So generally, almost every breath, save for two that I know, in yogic practice, happens in and out through the nose in order to trigger that relaxation response. So breathing through the nose as you take the breath in, take it down into your belly first. And then see if you can let the breath brim into the lower ribs and then all the way up into the lungs. And experience that sense of brimming with breath. And then as you exhale, slowly release the breath from the lungs, from the rib cage, letting the rib cage sink down and the navel gently moving in to help you pour the breath out. So letting the inhalation and the exhalation beginning to equalize. A lot of us find it easier to inhale than we do to exhale. That exhalation helps actually to trigger the relaxation response even more and to engage your diaphragm. Most of us don't use our diaphragm in a skillful way. So that's what we're working on here. So using a bit of metaphor to help you experience breathing in this way. It's called the Dirga breath, which just means deep yogic breath. So the idea is your breath is like water that you're pouring into the jar, and the jar is your torso. And so you pour the water of your breath down into your belly and let that fill. And then keep brimming to the top of the jar here at your collarbone. And then as you exhale, you start to pour the breath out. So you pour it from the top, down to the center, down to the bottom, down to the belly until you're empty of breath. So work with that here several times in and out, and experiencing your breath in a three-dimensional way. So what I mean by that is your rib cage is not just in the front of you, but it's in the back of you. And your belly is actually connected to the side body and to the back. They're connected by connective tissue, quite literally. So when you're breathing into the belly, see if you can breathe into the sides and the back. And then as you're breathing into the rib cage, breathe into the rib cage all the way around you, your entire torso. And likewise, letting the breath release in that three-dimensional way. So letting the breath be deliberate and conscious, focusing your attention for this moment on your breath in your body. And let yourself feel the sensations. Let go of any story, thoughts, judgment, or assessments about how you're doing. See if you can let all of that just fall away and focus all of this, the attention on the sensation of your breath flowing into your body, into this open vessel, and then flowing out. Beginning to connect with this sensation of expanding as you breathe in. And this sensation of release and surrender as you breathe out. You may become aware of tension that creeps in. Most of us have habits of tension. And this is one thing, another wonderful benefit of a breath meditation is it helps you start to unpack those habits. You become aware as you're paying attention. So if you notice that some tension crept in, Here's another way of directing the focus of your breath or directing energy. And that is to feel the tension. So that's the acknowledgement piece of this. Sending the energy with your imaginations and your focus to that area with this idea that you're expanding it with your breath. And then as you're exhaling, you're, with your will, letting go of the tension. So that's surrender once again. So a nice way of thinking about this is that you're drawing energy into you as you breathe in. And then as you're breathing out, you're letting go of things that don't serve you. Maybe the wrong kind of energy or unproductive energy, to stay out of dualism. So directing focus, if you find that tension crept in, and then imagining yourself coming back to this central focus of the breath in your body. And so we want to just keep eliminating obstacles that get into the way of this relaxed breathing state, where we become essentially suspended in the infinite breath of life. Each inhalation is an opportunity to expand. And each exhalation is an opportunity to let go. Letting yourself be simple and experiential. Moving willingly, openly, open-handedly into the present moment, which exists inside you, through your body, through your breath. Now, to begin bringing this meditation to a close, I invite you now to let your next breath be the deepest breath you've taken yet today. See how much space inside you can fill as you breathe in that greedy, lusty breath. And then exhaling, being willing to press it all out, letting all of that negative energy go, distracted thoughts, things that are not you, distracted by the ego. And then take one more breath just to integrate, to feel again that sense of aliveness, that life force that is always present and available for you to anchor to at your center, at the core of your truest self. And then allowing the attention to again expand outwards. So once again, feeling your body on your resting place, in your resting place. So feeling yourself in your environment. And expanding further to then register the sounds around you, opening further to your environment. And then if you would like to, let your eyes open and gently looking around the room, seeing where you are, and see if you can maintain this sense of being inside while also experiencing the outside. And feel that link now. So the way that your breath and your body are always in an exchange. See if you can now see how that exchange happens with your environment. And take a few breaths here and feel that connection of being anchored inside your truest self.